Hey, this is Francisca, and this is my mid-crisis life. So I'm really proud of myself for actually taking the time to do this today, even though my day has been ridiculously hectic and busy. So if you watched my previous video, or the one before that, or something, whatever, I'm talking about how I'm struggling with the whole concept of like having to work full time. It sounds so juvenile when I say it out loud. It really does. And there's like, in my head keeps on saying like, not me, but like critical mum version of me keeps on saying like, oh, just grow up, grow up. Everybody has to work. Everybody has to get a job. Everybody has to let go of their dreams at some point. You know, this is just how the world works. That makes me really sad. That makes me really sad. Is that how the world works? That we just have to accept that this is the reality, this is the system that we live in. This is it. You have dreams when you're a kid. Everyone tells you you can be anything that you want to be, and then you grow up and you hit a certain age, and you have to forego all of those dreams to survive, basically, to get a job and survive. I don't know, man. I feel like my kids are always saying to me, like, Mum, you're just so ridiculous. Like, you're so weird. You're so childish. And I'm always like, thanks. Thanks so much. I would hate to be a grown up. I would actually hate it. And I think, I don't know, I'm 40. Should I grow up now? I don't really want to. Like, I've had no intention of it my whole life, actually growing up and being a grown up. Because for me, being a grown up is like, you lost your spirit, man. You lost your joy. Like, and I think it's the thing that makes lines come on your face and makes you look miserable and tired and drawn and haggard, because you lost all your joy, you lost all your spirit, all of like that joyful euphoria and what's the word? That joyful optimism of being a child. I think once you lose that, what's the fucking point, right? And that's why I'm kind of like vehemently fighting against this process that I'm going through, because I'm like, I will not grow up. I refuse. I refuse to be an adult. Being an adult sucks. It really does. So yeah, I'm kind of really battling with like, this is where dreams go to die. Dreams go to a 9 to 5 office job to die. And it's really difficult for me because I'm like, okay, is this really all I was meant for? Or was I just meant to like grow up, become an adult, have unfulfilled dreams like everybody else, and just, oh no, just get a 9 to 5. I can't. Oh my God, please don't say that's what I was here for. But it's kind of like as well, like if it is, I mean, I can't, I find it really hard to accept, because to me it just seems like such a waste of a life. Like, how could this be all there is? But I was thinking about the other night and I was thinking, okay, maybe this is all there is. Like, maybe there is nothing more for you out there. Maybe there was nothing greater that was supposed to happen to you in this lifetime. Maybe you were just supposed to feel frustrated for the whole of your life, that you got given a load of talents that you never used. Maybe that's just what it is. And you know, one of the things that was quite liberating about it is I started to think, okay, cool. So if that is the case and I accept that, why am I making these videos? If nothing's going to come of it, if there's no bigger picture, if there's nothing more, why fucking bother? But there was something in me that was just like, I actually quite enjoy them. Even if I'm talking to nobody but myself. I actually quite enjoy it. And I feel like to accept that there's nothing more, in a way, creates space for more to come. Because once I accepted, and I'm not fully there yet, I'm at the very early stages of this process, but once I kind of even had that thought of like, oh, okay, give it up. There's nothing more for you out there. Just forget it. Nothing's coming. Stop chasing it. It doesn't exist. The minute that this future didn't exist, also the pressure didn't exist. And then I kind of felt like what I was doing was slightly more enjoyable, you know? So I think that's a really interesting thing. But do you know what else I was thinking about? I was thinking, like I say, I'm at the very beginning of a process where I'm having to maybe accept that there's nothing more for me in life, which feels really painful. It feels like a failure, and it feels like a waste, and it feels like kind of like a pointlessness to existence. And I think that we all can feel that in various different degrees, in response to various different things, going through different stages in our lives, different processes in our lives, right? We can all get to a point where we just feel like it all means nothing. It's all pointless. And I thought it would be helpful to talk about what I do in those times when I feel like that. And it sounds really cheesy, but actually the biggest thing that is helpful and supportive during these like low times is to remember what I do have. When everything feels like it's going to shit, when nothing feels like it's going my way, when I feel frustrated, when I feel overwhelmed, overworked, under rewarded, when I feel like there's just no point, when I've lost all kind of enthusiasm and that kind of joyful spirit that was spoken about, when I'm feeling broken as a person, broken in my purpose and broken in my life, broken in my body, broken in my heart, heartbroken. One of the most beneficial things that I can do in that moment in time is to remember what I do have. And it's just simple and obvious things, I have my health. Things might ache. My neck muscles might be in continuous spasm, but I still have my health. I'm still here. I wake up every single day with my mind, like with my mentality, with the ability to think, with the ability to choose, like with the ability to know, and to reason and to explore and to be inquisitive, and therefore always to be able to be more, to try more, to do more. Like I always have that. I have my body. I have my senses. Like even when you think about things like my sense of taste, my mouth, Like, I have my mouth. I can make sound. I can express myself. I can tell people how I feel. I can get my needs met. I can sing if I want to. I can put beautiful tasting food into my mouth. I can have a whole different collection of experiences on my palate. Just this one thing that I have has so many positive attributes in my life, you know. When I think about like my hands, like my hands, I can touch people. Like I can literally touch people. I can hold my child's hand. I can wrap them in a hug. I can feel things. I can hold things. I can write, you know, I can type on my phone. There's so many things that I can do. Or like with my ears, I can hear, I can listen to music. I can hear kids laughing. That's fucking amazing to me to hear that shit. Like hearing my kids messing around with each other and calling each other stupid names and all the rest of it. Like I love that. I love that. I'm really, really blessed. I'm really blessed. And that's just my bodily functions. Like I give thanks for my kids. My kids are healthy. My kids are with me. My kids wake up every day. My kids have their wits about them. My kids love me, man. Like, I'm so grateful for that. Do you know what I mean? Like, they love me. I have these people that just adore me, as annoying as that might be, and as much as I may have created a slightly insecure, ambivalent attachment there with my children, because they don't seem to be able to live without me. But man, what a joy. What a joy. There are people that wake up every single day and sit alone all day long and go to bed alone and wake up the next day alone and go to bed alone. That's fucking awful. I couldn't imagine that. So I'm really, really grateful. I'm really grateful that I've got a roof over my head. I'm grateful that I've got food in my stomach. I'm grateful that I've got clothes on my back. Do you know what I mean? There's so much to be grateful for, let alone the fact that I've just gone on a holiday and that I have a good job that's rewarding, that I have money in my pocket, that I have choice about what I do on my day-to-day basis. Like, not in terms of work, obviously, that's fucking mental, but like, I'm not captured. I'm not living in squalor. I'm not someone's servant. I'm not a prisoner of war. I'm not being persecuted for anything. And that's not me saying like, because I really dislike people who say, well, someone's always going to be worse than you. Remember that. I'm not comparing myself to other people, but I'm giving thanks for the things that oftentimes I take for granted. Just those basic human rights, my basic human functions, my basic family environment, you know. There is so much to be grateful for. And again, I think it's important. The last video I talked about being like optimistically deluded about what the future might hold. And I think that can be difficult sometimes, which is why like I often struggle with manifestation. You know, when people are just like, just imagine there's £1 million in your bank and then it will show up. And I'm like, but there isn't. Like, I can visualize all I want to, but there ain't no £1 million in my bank account. I know that because I got online banking and I checked it a minute ago. So we all know it's not true. So kind of like that complete delusion is difficult for me. And I think actually that the thought process behind that is putting your body on a vibration where you feel abundant, where you feel like you have money, and then things do start coming to you. I believe that 100%. But I think sometimes it's difficult to do that when everything seems to be against you. And it's difficult to do that when you can't see the way out. And it's difficult to do that when you have to be completely deluded to believe that anything good is going to happen or that the thing that you want is going to happen, right? So I think if it can be grounded in that feeling of gratitude for things that you do already have, things that maybe you take for granted on a day-to-day basis, that raises and elevates your frequency so that everything doesn't feel so shit, basically. And it allows you to then invite into your life, or it opens a channel, opens a door that may not have been there before, that you can begin to walk through that's going to lead you out of this feeling. Possibly to what you want, possibly to something better, possibly to the next part of your journey that's going to take you to the next stage, you know? Yeah, that's all. I've already said so much stuff I'm grateful for. But of all of them, let's see. The tip top of gratitude, top shelf gratitude, what is it? What am I grateful for out of all of those things? I am grateful for my mental health. I'm grateful that I have my wits about me. I'm grateful that I can think for myself, that I can reason. I'm grateful that I have a grip on reality. I'm grateful that I can get up every day and make a choice to do something different, to be something different. And as much as that frustrates me because I'm like, why am I not getting there? I'm like burdened with knowledge. But I would prefer that to being incapacitated in that way. So yeah, okay, that's it.